Hello, I'm John Boy, and I like rugby league. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another round of SRL action on this beautiful Tuesday night. My name is John Boy Mayav. I'm joined by my good friend, the one, the only Daniel Hellier. Daniel, how we doing?
Yeah, pretty good right now. Um, Looking forward to a great night of SRL action here, and this game looks to be
100%.
great.
Yeah, and on our hands, we have a tale of two teams once again. Both sides coming off back-to-back ambushes. The Cowboys, the Rabbitohs coming off an ambush at the hands of the Dolphins, and the Storm falling just short last week against if I'm not completely mistaken, I think they went down to the Cow. No, I got my notes mixed up here, but they did go down in a 1 point score, is all I remember. Look, Daniel, both teams top of the table. What do we have to deal? What do we have on our hands? I suppose.
We've got probably a clash at the top of the tables, to be honest. Both teams are really good form this season. You'd say, by the looks of things, they'd both be locked into finals. So it's really a test for these two teams as they sort of go into the back end of the year, into the representative period, and the man kicking us off, New Zealand captain.
Yeah, and after my stumble to start this game, it was the Broncos who topped off the Storm 12-6 in a thriller last week. Obviously, the Broncos riding a high of form, but for Storm, with a team with such high standards, they'll be wanting to break the lost duck as we get a head up from low to start. And the Rabbitohs, they're not too used to losing games this season. They suffered well, you'd have to say, pretty unexpected loss to the Dolphins last week. Dolphins are a top eight team, but they're probably not in that band of elite sides that we've watched develop over the course of this season. I think the Storm, the Rabbitohs, and the Titans are definitely in that top four. That probably includes the Warriors at times. It's hard to figure out what Warriors
Sometimes.
team. Yeah, the Knights actually, I think, would probably have over the Warriors at the moment. The Warriors are a bit Jekyll and Hyde, and so are the Knights. As Tama Turbo, the newly minted Kiwis captain, goes on a little bit of a run. But yeah, I think it's an odd period in the SRL. I'd almost say it's a dice roll week on week, but that's what you will love to see in a competition. The consistency has been the bane of a lot of teams in this halfway point. Teams like the Tigers and the Cowboys have mounted ambushes in successive weeks, and you'd have to think that maybe the top eight isn't so set in stone. There's only
We can
two
hope.
teams on 10 points at the moment, and we can hope for both of our sakes, Daniel. It's been a rough season for both of our teams, but Nold will make it up. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. I'm sure we'll get a clarification. We'll get it off to Metcalf. Metcalf punts it down to little Mickey Freeburn. Freeburn will dance Freeburn. Freeburn's got space. He is on the 30 to the 40. I think Tamaturbo will have him, although he's eating meters to go the distance. Surely he won't go all the way. He will not go all the way. He's brought down by Tamaturbo. Although the Rabbitohs will set up left here, I think, and they'll set up through Van Meerten, goes to low. I thought there was a slight touch there from a Storm hand, but the referee waves play on. Markers are slow here. They're very, very slow, and Guy looks to pounce
Oh,
on it, and Guy will score. And those Rabbitohs, just like that, they pounce, and it is 4-0 early on, Daniel, and it is too easy for the Guy.
yeah, that was a beautiful run from Freeburn to set up the try, and then Guy just running a bit of an off angle there. He just came underneath sort of the dummy half and found a bit of space. Just powers his way over. Great show of strength and great try from the Rabbits going into the 5th minute of the game. And Wilmot with a chance to make it 6 points to nothing.
And one that would have been really racking his boys up. They didn't quite meet the standards that they've set for themselves over the course of the season. Going down to a net 16 to the Dolphins, and that's a great start. The Storm have one of the best defenses in the league, and for them to crack so early is probably a concerning sign for Tumler Turbo and Jack White, or Akatank and Jack White, I should say. But the Kiwis, the newly crowned Kiwis captain, he'll kick off for us now, and he's been fantastic this season, hasn't he, Daniel?
Yeah, when you talk about the elite fullbacks of the game, I think he's definitely in the top five this season. He's been electric, and you'd say if he was playing in Origin, he'd probably be the fullback for one of the teams, but regardless, he'll probably be the fullback for New Zealand.
Oh, you'd think so. Obviously, there are a lot of very good fullbacks in the league right now. My Arva's actually been pretty good too. Um, who else? Damo's been pretty fantastic for the Wires, though they've struggled as of late. But I suppose it's an individual award, not a team award. No, what? not many players come to mind for that Kiwi side on either side. Obviously, Akatank, you'd probably say he's a shoe-in. He's been fantastic in the middle. But there aren't too many players who are nailed on starters just yet.
I think Damo, Tama, and Maimai will definitely be the wingers and fullback. Just where you
Well, see,
put them in.
I've seen some provisional lineups, and they're terrible because I saw one that had my on the bench, and I'm not quite sure.
Bench center.
Yeah, we're the fastest bench center in the bloody league. Um, but I also think that with how the metas have kind of constructed themselves over the last couple of weeks, we might see some, some dark horses. I think there's
Maybe.
definitely a place for a high strength winger in one of these erect sides. Just we don't really know what. Oh, that's a poor play the ball. Oh no, Corkin's got himself all flustered there, and he'll be brought down on the 20, and that's not how you want to start a set if you're the end of set if you're the Storm. The good old forget where you are works every time. Mickey Freebrun gets absolutely whacked by Tama Turbo. He'll be dragged back down to the 35. Here's a fantastic run. But yeah, just I think with how Rugby League 26 has sort of developed over the last few months, it's fair to say that what the game looks like when the representative period rolls around will probably differ to what we have right now. God knows that
It's only like already 2 weeks away, isn't it? Or like 3 weeks.
I think there's probably potential for like at least one more update in that span of time, I'd imagine. And what the SRL looks like after that, you never know. We had strips get implemented recently. And what that means, I guess, for the strategy and the tactics of each captain. Obviously, speed was the meta last game. Speed and acceleration, and then you could sort of delve into it separately after that. But at this point, it remains to be seen what the quote unquote meta would be, or whether we even have one. Whether maybe it's just chance every game. As
Hopefully
Lockyer
not.
now. Oh, I hope not, because we're going to rely on the Sharks need more than just chance going forward. As Akatank now, he rolls up to the 40, the big man. And you'd think Tama Turbo would be very keen on having him on board for his Kiwi side. Turbo now, brought down to 38. He's been quiet the last 2 weeks, actually, to be fair. Tama was kept in check against the Broncos.
Actually, he was. Because I recorded the Broncos game, I commentated it, and he did like nothing.
And I think maybe, look, it's been tough being a fullback in the SRL as of late, if we're being completely honest. And
yeah,
so
it's tough being the best player on the pitch every week.
Well, you see, it's not as overpowered as SRL 1.0 was. Being a fullback in SRL 1.0 was legitimately like eating caviar. And if they get stopped again, depends who the ball goes to. Yeah, they'll be in 40-20 range here, and should probably have a go, the Rabbitohs.
They're just outside.
Are they? Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Because P1 has to be in front of the 30, yeah. Is now the Rabbitohs. They've been starved of field position since their opening try. The Storm really, tightening the screws here. There's Turbo now. This is where he's most dangerous, when he's got room to run. Oh, he gets whacked, though, by an assaulting forward. And there's about 7 minutes, until we have our first subs of the game, which would be the prop subs. And I don't have them on hand at the moment, but I'm sure we'll find them soon as the Rabbitohs lie down. Maybe that's that fatigue settling in for the Rabbitohs. Haven't had to do this much defending before, and they just give away 6 again pretty early in the count too, if I'm not mistaken. But you wouldn't have to have the team list on you, would you, Daniel?
Great that you asked me that question. Let me pull them up here. We've got... Never mind, the team lists have not been posted. I'm gonna have to scramble to get them.
Oh, it's Matt Galaxy. He's had a quiet week in the SRL chat. And the Storm, they'll pump and go, and a big Corrican from Dummy. Wonder what he thinks about Big Ant. Anyway, going left now, the Storm. Oh, that's a terrible kick. As the Rabbit of the Storm handed over almost pretty, you'd have to say, quietly. I think such a good field position out of 6 again. And the Rabbitohs, they'll be happy with that. They'll make their way out. A dodgy pass from Dummy goes to Butterfield.
I have the subs.
So what are you working with in about 4 minutes?
For the Storm, we've got Quinton Cotter and Terence Tirry coming on. And then for the Rabbits, we have Tanvir Papapopoulos and Dylan Sharp coming on.
Oh, Van Merchant had a go there. That's no good. That kick went nowhere close to the touchline. And Turbo will get them up over the 50, and the Storm have yet another chance to launch a campaign at the Rabbitohs try line.
Akatank's been good.
Akatank has been phenomenal. He may be one of the best props in the game at the moment. As Korakin spots a gap and he throws a wild offload to Riri Jones, but Riri Jones will clutch it gratefully. Third tackle now on the 30. 2 more tackles to get to the 15. Oh Jesus Christ. That's terrible. That's a falcon and a half. Is a ref called Falcon? He has called Falcon.
Who's that centre out there? Is that Tyrese Tonga?
I think it is Tyrese Tonga, and that's absolutely rebounded off his forehead. No, I'm not devil's advocate. I don't think that's Tonga's fault. I think that's on the half to not throw it at his forehead at the speed of light.
That was a second roller.
Oh, really? That's why second roller shouldn't pass. Oh, as the Rabbitohs get close to being dragged a touch, look at Magic. He'll float the touch line, but he doesn't get dragged out. The Rabbitohs now, they assault the line yet again. Josh Lowe over the 40. And we've got 1:53 to the subs roll.
Oh my god.
Van Meriton, he's had a shocking game.
Go!
Oh no, Akatank!
Yeah.
Akatank! He's got to go all the way, the big boy. He'll dive, he'll score. Akatank score. Oh no. Oh, that's. You have to feel for Van Meriton. He's relatively new, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, a couple weeks in the Sim League. Oh jeez, that's. Who gets the try assist for that? Do they charge it to the Storm player kicked it into? To the Rabbitoh player kicked it into?
I don't know who it was, to be honest. Great pickup from Akatank.
Well, we're just praising him for being one of the best props in the game, and just before his stint will be his first stint's over, he gets a try, and just like that, the scores are leveled, and through no real. You wouldn't really say there was too much pressure put on the bunnies from the Storm.
Yeah, they just gave it up.
Wilmot now to take the kick, and he'll be furious with his troops. That is, I think, the most unforced try of unforced tries. You just would not believe that is how you concede your first try. And Toma Turbo now, he'll run with a full head of steam. He's a big unit for a fullback, bloody tall. But the Storm now with the wind behind their backs now, and maybe their tails getting up as Tyrese Tonga now. It's not Tonga on the left hand side, so I wonder who their right hand side is. Actually, more importantly, I want to know whose back got the ball kicked into from Van Merton. Now, back to Nolt. Nolt, the Storm second rower, up to the 40.
40-20.
And they'll be in 40-20 range now, and you'd think this would be dangerous signs for the Rabbits. And it's got the angle. And most definitely has the distance too. That is a 40-20 from Luka Metcalf, and he continues a fantastic campaign as a Storm halfback. Go right now, the Storm. Oh, quick short to White. White pubs off one. He takes a tackler for a ride, does Jack White. And the Storm now. Taking the goal line. Oh, no, that's a try.
He knocked it on.
I think Nolt has dropped the ball here. We'll get a check from the referee. He reckoned no try, and I think you're not wrong. All he has to do is fall on the try line, and our view is obstructed by this fat-ass 13.
He might have gone down, actually.
No, I think he's lost it. I think he's lost it. Yeah, as he's gone down. That's a try saver there from the Bunnies sub. Not sure who 15 is for the Bunnies.
Terrence Tilley or something.
Terrence Tilley's come up with the fantastic try savers, and the Bunnies survived going down 12-6. Papopoulos gets absolutely popped. Does Papopoulos? Antonio Coleman now. He's been one of the best halves of the game so far, you'd have to say. Bunnies going left now. To Kevin Dixon, the vice captain. He's up over the 33, and one more hit up, and then be in not field goal range, at 40-20 range. Oh no, they're back out of 40-20 range. You'd almost be glad that Van Meriton hasn't taken the kick here. He's been poor so far. And Murray's wrapped up in a ball and all tackle there from his Storm opposite. And now they'll look to kick it. Hopefully not into the back of someone. Oh! I saw flashes yet again as Tama Turbo waits for it to bounce. He clutches it gratefully. He steps one, but he's backed up in a good tackle, and he's brought down on his 40. But you just have to... You get the sense the Storm are just winning that possession, that territory battle, and the possession battle, really. And eventually this Rabbitohs defense is going to have to crack because I don't know if they
Oh,
can sustain so this much pressure.
oh,
And I say that Corey Bell cops an intercept. He's too slow. He's too slow to go length the distance. But he jumps on the era. Season 1, Corey Bell would have scored that try. Season 1, Corey Bell also
season
probably would have
10's
gone bad
Corey
right
Bell would
after.
have scored that try.
There's Luka Magic. Where did Season 10 Corey Bell end up going? What, the Broncos?
Yeah, to play wing.
Full from grace.
Bit like you.
As Dylan Sharp now.
You on the wing.
Look, being on the wing's good fun. It's
I was on the wing
pressure.
last week, actually. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was very funny. The result may not be the most fun. As the Rabbitohs, they'll swing it wide.
Tackle.
No, it's a try save on Luka Magic is dragged out by a good two-man effort there. I'm not sure who the Storm winger is there. If I'll get a better look here. Apologies, the SRL software's gone down. We haven't actually quite got the team lists at the time of this game. But Tamatera now is brought down. And who do you think's got the better of the opening exchanges, Daniel?
I think the Storm have been slightly better. I think they've had a bit more chances. They should be up right now.
Yeah. And that was Riri Jones and there's Riri Jones and Jordan Maloko-Soli'i dragging out Luka Magic in that right corner. That's been two try savers in a back-to-back from both sides.
Oh, 40-20.
There's Galaxy with a 40-20 attempt.
Ooh.
All boot on that. But Woolmet diffuses it actually quite skillfully. Steps one play. I thought he stepped two, but I think that's the centre recovers in time. And the buddy's front foot ball. Dylan Murray with a weird little jink, but he gets up to the 40. Blindside play, maybe? No, it is a blindside play. Up to Luka Magic, who steps one, but not a lot of space. And buddies, they're loving these 1 to 2 cut passes. Josh Lowe now up to the 43. Right side here for the buddies. Up to Van Meriton, who gets it to the 38. 37, actually. He gets 5 post-contact meters, but it's not quite enough for an attacking kick. And Walmsley now, he put it down to the wing of...
Good tackle.
What? Of Eddie... Of White. But it's not quite enough. There's the Storm now. Sanchez, he gets up to the 16, and they'll be lucky to get out of their half of the set, the Storm. They're kind of labouring through the tackles. Especially with passes like that as Metcalf now. He gets back to the lines again. They go left now, the Storm. Up through to Terry, but Terry is dragged back from by 2.
2040. Never mind.
2040, I don't know. Corrigan says, I think not, and he gets up to the 35. He's been good so far, Patrick. He used to play for the Wires in SRL 1.0.
Yeah, he was the lock for a while, wasn't he?
Rest in peace, Giant McCartney. As Wilmot now, he goes for a little dive. He gets up to the 48. It's funny how he just retired. Rabbitohs.
Yeah,
right side
retired.
One more. Cut out. Oh, Luka Magic's been dragged in again. They may need to tell Luka that he's running to the wrong white line. Second time he's been dragged out by Riri Jones, who's definitely winning the opening defensive battles as Storm now. They fly through, and Riri Jones, he steps one. He's on fire so far as Hosea. Storm now. They're battling through their set. Jack White gets to the 34.
Jack White's been good this season.
He's been phenomenal, eh? They get up to the 25, give or take.
Falcon.
Oh, jeez. The Storm love their... You call them Melbourne Falcons at this point. That's the second one of the half of the Storm. And they've been really, really inefficient in the Rabbitohs red zone.
Isn't the NRL team the NRL feeder club, the Sunshine Coast Falcons or something?
Sunshine Coast Falcons, yeah. I think they just terminated the link earlier in the year. Is Papopoulos now up to the halfway line. He battles over it. And the Rabbitohs, they're still fighting for field position. They'll get to the 38, but they won't be able to mount another attacking kick, and it'll be another punt down to one of these dangerous Storm wingers. You probably want to kick it to White instead of Riri Jones, with the way Riri Jones is playing so far. And that's exactly what they do with the word from Wilmot. White gets absolutely curb stomped in a tackle there. Yeah. And the Storm will have to battle up out of the 20. It's a short pass to Pepe Sanchez, who gets on the flat foot, but he managed to make meters regardless. I thought he was going to get stuck in the mud there. Poor Pepe. And there is some odd passing going on. I cannot lie, this passing is confusing me terribly. But Cotter will get it up to Metcalf. And Metcalf to Turbo. And Turbo gets brought down on the 36. They're fighting here, the Storm. They're going for another 40-20. That one doesn't quite have the angle. It's got the distance, but Wilmot will be glad to take those every day of the week. He managed to get tackled though from behind as Wilmot. 7 minutes to go in this first half. It's actually zoomed by. Unfortunately, there's not been much happening after the first 15 minutes. For those just joining us, the Rabbitohs struck first through a well-worked team try to Guy. Before the Rabbitohs pretty much scored the second try after Van Meriton kicked into the back of one of his tired forwards. A great for Akataka jumped on it, and he ran the length of the field to score in about you'd probably say 19th minute, just before he was subbed off for his replacement. The Storm then went on the attack again, and after a 6 again, they almost scored off the ensuing set, but a try-saving tackle from a Rabbitohs player denied an almost certain try to Tilly, which brings us back to the state of play. Down to White, and White will go on the right. The Eagle has landed, but he hasn't really landed. He's been driven back to the 12. And there's just been a lack of direction, you have to say, from the Storm outfit on attack. It's been quite clunky and hard to watch after their opening try. And to be fair, they haven't really worked their own try. They almost scored, at the halfway point of this first half, but they didn't quite make it count. And since then, they've just struggled to make an impact. As Turbo drops his lollies. Oh my god. Oh no, but the Rabbitohs are going to run it out down Coleman. Oh my Jesus.
What game are we watching?
This is painful to watch. I think the NFL isn't meant to be played in Melbourne for a few weeks, no? A few months, sorry. Oh.
Did they go for a strip attempt?
That's poor. That is poor. I think they have. I challenge... okay, now here's my hot take. I don't think that that's advantage played on from the knock-on. I genuinely do not think that there's been any advantage to the Rabbitohs there. Yeah, surely you challenged that. Well, I guess you can't challenge an advantage, but surely you challenged the strip call or something.
Maybe Will K's referee today.
Nah, that makes sense. There's the Storm now on the 48. The center's run his line too early, and so they're forced to head up through second rower to Quinn, or the prop actually to Quinn Cotter.
Ooh.
Cut out ball to Riri Jones. That's a fantastic ball. Luka Magic hangs on for dear life. As Wilmot's now kind of positioned himself over by the right wing, just in case the ball goes down his throat. And it does, but Wilmot's in position. And he'll dance with Ryan Wilmot. He steps too, but he's put down by the covering defender. It was Wilmot, and they'll be forced to make their way out of the 23. The Rabbitohs now. We're down 25. They'll be lucky to get to the second half without getting any points. They've not really had much to do. It's been a trench warfare battle almost between both teams, just playing between each other's 20s. Not much in the way of red zone footy to say. The Rabbitohs almost had a chance, but then they threw it away. They'll get a chance at a 40... I want to say they'll get a chance at a 40-20. They won't know because Dan Coleman has a go. He dummies and he's brought down on the 38. The Storm will have, you'd have to say, probably the last set of the first half. The last full set of the first half anyway. There's Van Meriton now. He gets another kick-off without getting it charged down by his own player. Riri Jones, he spots a gap. I think he does spot a fantastic gap, but he's brought down by some slow forwards. You love that as a back, right? You step the fast backs coming at you, but the slow forwards who haven't run that much, they manage to wrap you up. Pepe Sanchez now up over the 42, give or take, of the Rabbitohs. And it's up to Lockyer. Lockyer attack. Attack now. He's back for the last 40 seconds. And the lone try scorer for the Storm will be looking to make an impact. Fourth tackle now. They'll get to an attacking kick. Will the Storm? You'd think, right?
Oh, one for the pass.
Oh,
never mind.
Oh, Turbo. Oh, try saver. Oh, try saver. And that'll be the first half. My name's John Bomava, and after that's first half, I reckon I still like rugby league. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another Tuesday night SRL action. If you missed that first half, you missed a pulsating into it as Tama Turbo was denied narrowly by an ankle tap from one of the Rabbitohs centres. But we've witnessed an absolute titanic clash of two teams who are both top of the table but have played like they're at the bottom. The Storm have made 7 errors to the Rabbitohs 3, and yet somehow they're still in this game, and you'd probably say for the most part they'd probably dominated the opening exchanges. Joined by my good friend Daniel Hallier. Daniel, what did you see from that first half that you liked?
I saw Tama Turbo. He had a really good first half, and from a few down performances, he's really come back during this game. And I also thought Akatang in 20 minutes, he had over 100 metres. He was excellent in his first stint, and I think he'll be coming back in that last 20 minutes. So look out for him.
Yeah, Aka's really is living up to his last name, the Tank. He scored the Storm's only try. I mean, the Storm unlucky because they've been denied twice now on the line. First, an amazing try-saving tackle on, I think it was Jack White. Oh, no, on Tilly to name a try. And then second, Tamaturbo was ankle tapped just before he could score on the stroke of half time. And the Bunnies, they find themselves still in this ball game. My second note from my halftime notes was the fact that the guy who scored, Buddy's guy, has one of the greatest names the SRL's ever seen. And not just one of the greatest names, he also plays for the Bunnies, which I think probably doubles the greatness of the name. At low now. He's brought down after Woolman offload.
Be great if he left the
Bunnies. Bunnies guy. Well, he can't. He's Bunnies guy.
Yeah, true.
If he leaves for he'd have to rename himself. If he goes to the Storm, he'd be Storm guy. If he goes to the Titans, he'd be Titans guy, right? Otherwise, it'd be silly. As Coleman goes for 40-20 attempt, and it's been raining 40-20s today. Coleman, I love the angle. That's a 40-20. That is accurate from Dion Coleman. That's why he's one of the best halves in the SRL at the moment. And the Rabbitohs haven't done much attacking this game, but they'd love to score a try on the Storm because honestly, with the way the game has been defended, you have to imagine that any try they score now could be a game-winning try. Not to state the obvious. As McDonald, he shows and he goes, but he's brought down by, I think, the hooker for the Storm, Matt Galaxy.
Oh, no.
Oh, please no.
That
oh, no.
broken.
Oh, yes. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, the show and go from the dummy, yeah.
No, the one that goes to the left and it's like one off to the playmaker or the lock, and then it goes to the second row. That play's broken.
Big Ant releasing a broken game? Say it ain't so. As it's a no try from the bunker. No go figures.
Oh my god.
Bunnies now. McDonald. What's the bit?
Oh, it's going to go again. It's going to go again because they have the same play.
Oh, this is painful.
Oh, it's the same play again. They're running it.
It's like watching They are determined to make this work. As McDonald. Oh, McDonald pushes. McDonald scores. Did, son. If they say if at first you don't succeed, if at second you don't succeed, if at third you don't succeed, try one more time, and you may touch the line. I'm not convinced he's gone there in the end. Actually, Daniel, you've got a better view than I do. Did he hit the line?
I actually was not looking when you were looking at the replay, but maybe he might have touched a blade of grass.
I'm not convinced. I must say I'm not convinced, and I think there are some very, very unhappy people around Redfern at the moment. Not that they're even not unhappy, but there's some very unhappy people around Redfern at the moment. As I think I hear chants of rigged, and we're all the way here in Melbourne.
Yeah,
but look. That being said, if you make your own luck, right? And the Storm gifted them field possession, so if you don't defuse a 40-20, this is what happens. And if you fall for the same play 4 times, maybe you deserve what happens to you. I'd be completely for real. McDonald now, the try scorer. And McDonald's a relatively new addition to the SRL. I know obviously he was here in 1.0, but he only joined towards the latter end of 1.0's lifespan. He loves that show and go, Team McDonald. He's gonna show and go all the way upfield.
Yeah, but he's not making many meters.
They flick it all the way. Oh. No, he's not. There's Bunny's guy now, up over the 35. 40-20 attempt again, maybe?
Oh, my God.
Oh, Ted, you need to pass the ball, Ted, okay? Hookers share, okay? Just ask anyone who's been out in Australia no time. Still no. Van Meriton hits a stinker of a ball down to Tamaturbo, and Tamaturbo will step.
I need some hooker lessons.
And he'll fight for it. Who would you say is the best hooker in this tournament?
Right now?
Yeah.
I don't think I can say because I think all of them are on New South Wales, and if I say that, then I'm like pretty much revealing, you know.
True. Do we know?
I'll say the best. I'll say the best Queensland one. Willie Wishart's by far the best Queensland one.
Well, I was going to say that Blair Curtin's probably been one of the... Blair Curtin and Rolsey Plush have been two of the best hookers for New South Wales.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's been, it's up for debate. And Mickey Freeburn now gets up over the 13. And do we have an idea when the Origin squad's getting announced, or is that going to is that TBC?
No idea.
That's something above our pay grade, I think, from me and Daniel.
Yeah, we're not getting paid.
We'll ask the powers that be at the commission. No. Pacific All Stars. We'll be looking forward to the scraps that we get that we're allowed after everyone's picked their squads.
After everyone gets picked.
I can't pull any of the.
Well, surely.
Yeah, I can't pull my favorite. Ask people to. Well, my go-to strategy is normally asking people to opt out of Kiwis or Aussie selection, but I've been told we can't do that anymore, which is fair enough. But so I look forward to seeing what squad we have against the Kiwis come the end of the season. That is a while, or come the end of the year, sorry, but that is a little bit away. First, to see if the Storm managed to dig themselves out of the hole they have dug themselves. As Duna now, up to the halfway line. And they don't seem to have the same obsession of running it from dummy. Maybe they should run it from dummy more. Because the Bunnies are currently up on them by 6 points, and they're staring down the barrel of back-to-back losses for the first time this season. The Storm haven't lost many games. Their first loss famously was to us. The TJ Legacy game. Not because he played well, because that was his last game for the Storm. That's shocking. That's shocking. And Wilmot's just stepped the boots out of the flying centre too. Flying prop, sorry.
You know what? The halves are doing their best work trying not to get picked right now.
They are selling something fierce. Dion Coleman's been fantastic. I'd have him in my Origin squad if I was.
Yeah, he's been good.
If I was picking. He's a New South Wales rep, I think.
Yeah, he is.
Wilmot now. They do desperately need to get to that 35 because they want an attacking kick because they're probably not going to run the length of the field here. But Manning just gets monstered in a two-man tackle when they're losing that contact battle at the moment. The Rabbitohs. The Storm just seem the more physical of the sides. Jack White, not again. Surely lightning doesn't strike twice, but Jack White's going to pump his legs, the big man. He'll be dragged over the try line, but it's not held in tackle. There's a bit of space at dummy. And Doonan tries to exploit it, but he doesn't quite get there. And if they don't go right side, I'm going to lose my mind because there's space, there's yawning space. But Terry looks to get his try back. He doesn't get it back. He's dragged on his back, I should say.
Where is that Rabbit's 5'8"? The Rabbit's 5'8" is just nowhere to be seen.
I think he's filtered out right for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. And the bunker tells the ref what we all saw. No try. Third tackle now from the Storm. And they look to shift the ball. Jack White's. He's been dangerous so far. You know who else has been dangerous? The Bunnies kickers. But to their own team.
And the hookers.
As Doonan shows and goes. But the Rabbitohs, they say, we play this game all the time. We know you're going to show and go. And they wrap him up in a strong tackle. Kick the ball. Go left. Grab a kick. No! Yeah, no, that was terrible. And
this is why
Luka Magic backed his way into the field of play, and they're not going to repeat it. Is this why you're rugby league? You know what? Maybe it is. Maybe I love seeing a team shoot itself in the foot repeatedly. Van Meriton almost had a second try assist of the game. I struggle. I struggle with the notion that you can't simply just avoid kicking it into the back of your own player. On the 30 now, the Rabbitohs. They'll be without another 40-20 attempt, and they'll seek to fling it wide to Coleman instead. Coleman throws a cutout ball to a flat ball to Finn Manning. The Rabbitohs now.
Oh my god.
Coleman in the pocket.
They're so lucky right
McDonald, son. You're so lucky. That's crazy. Ted McDonald is the luckiest man in Amy Park right now. He scores a try after 4 back-to-back dummy half scoots, and he gets away with an absolute clang of a mental decision to go for it there. You just know he's breathing a sigh of relief because I think Ryan Woodman was about to run across the field and absolutely clatter him for that.
This guy's lucky songs.
But there's 23 minutes left in the second half. And Manning now. Has Manning made any meters going forward? I swear I've only seen him get dragged backwards. As Dion Coleman now.
Backwards.
Now, what do we think Ted McDonald's going to do from dummy?
That.
He passed it. He milks a 6 again somehow. This is Ted McDonald's world, and we are just living in it, clearly. He scoots and goes from dummy, big surprise, but somehow he manages to give the ball straight into the head of a Storm player who I don't think he played at that, but the referees had a different picture, apparently. And Bunny's guy now, he's searching for a second tries. Bunny's guy. And he managed to push back the Storm defender, Van Meriton now. He's a bit lost. He's used to kicking into his own players, playing with the ball in hands, not really his
Oh,
forte.
these passes are terrible.
Yeah, the Rabbitohs aren't running onto the ball, and the Storm are just swarming him. Oh, that's not bad, because Kevin Dixon's got a push, but he's dragged down. The Storm swarms the ball carrier. And do we think we're going to get a good fifth tackle option, Daniel?
No.
No, I don't think we'll get one either, actually.
We might get a run on the last by Ted McDonald.
Ted McDonald's going to run for it. I would bet my life savings on it. I'm not going to do it, but I would that he'd go for it. Oh, coward. Coleman puts him a bomb now. It's a well-weighted bomb. It's a fantastically weighted bomb, and Ted McDonald comes down with it. He probably wanted that to go to Wilmot instead of Ted McDonald. It's been a Ted McDonald show recently, and for better or for worse, he's actually put the Buddies in a fairly good place to win this ball game. Riri Jones now, the Storm are, how the turntables have, the Storm are now the ones battling to get out of their own half.
Oh.
They'll play, well, it's a flat ball. You'd think that's forward, surely, but the referee waves play on. You know, to his credit, he's been letting things roll, the referee. No, seriously. Oh, strip, but that's two of the tackle, surely. At least he's going to challenge that. They are going to challenge that. I think that's two of the tackle, though. I don't think he's released in time. Oh, maybe he has.
It. I think that's good.
That is legal. That is a legal tackle challenge.
No, it's not.
It's not, but if it was, I would have. It is a successful challenge, and the Rabbitohs will regain the ball. And evidently, it was more clear on the second replay than I thought at first. The Rabbitohs look to play it out of hand. Magic now. He's brought down just shy of the try line, and for the love of Christ, just pass the ball. You pass the ball once, and you score there.
Oh.
But you pass the ball one more time, and you score. Murray's wrapped up in a huge tackle to turbo. One more pass. There we go. Kevin Dixon now. He latches onto it the second row. But he's held up there. There's an offside marker. Ted McDonald might go for this. Oh! Our thoughts and prayers are with the family of Ted McDonald. He is no longer with us, but we remember his eternal service. Oh, he's just had a shit rock, Ted McDonald. My God, what a hit. Fantastic hit from the Storm. They say, you want to try that dummy running, will make you pay. And Ted McDonald gets absolutely flattened there. Fantastic hit. And some life has been breathed into this game, Daniel. 40-20 attempt, surely. No?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a third tackle.
Ted McDonald finally pays the price for going for about 67 dummy half runs. No pun intended.
6-7? I mean, tell that's what the kids are saying. 6-7, skibbity, etc. As a Storm now, they'll kick the ball.
AMAC's been saying it recently in the commentary box.
Yeah, I've been learning all the hip slang that the youth use. Skibbity, toilet, unk status, 6-7, K-pop demon hunters, etc. As Van Meriton goes on a run now, he gets up over the 42. That's the most yards he's seen all game. The most meters he's seen all game, Van Meriton. Bunnies now. Lowe he's tired as the lock. He'll enjoy his break in about a minute. Ted McDonald goes from dummy to the surprise of absolutely nobody. The CTE must be hitting something good for Ted McDonald because he loves that inside channel. And the Bunnies will get an attacking kick here. You'd reckon Grubber is not out of the question. Left side Grubber, maybe? Coleman. No, he's too shallow.
Knock on.
Oh, he's way too shallow. And Akatank almost goes. He almost makes another line break off a drop kick. And these passes are terrible. The service from dummy the last couple of games, the last half has not been great. Even when the Bunnies were attacking Daniel, you could kind of tell that they didn't really have front foot ball to push over the line with.
Yeah.
As the Storm now going left to Maloko Sauli, and if they, depending on their meterage of this next tackle, they may be out of 40-20 range. Yeah, they're out of 40-20 range now. And Akatank. As Doonan will go from dummy. Oh, he palms a would-be defender into the mantle of the earth. It's been a rough last 10 minutes for Team McDonald. But they'll kick it down to the wing of Mickey Freeburn. And Freeburn will dance. He steps one Freeburn, but he's wrapped up from behind. And the Rabbitohs now. Oh, Wilmot tops it. That's when you get for running at a forward. That is what happens when you run at a forward.
Akatank
Attack
just
absolutely
dropped him.
clobbers him. That's what you get. That's why backs and forwards don't belong together. Corey Bell now.
Take
He
some
gets wrapped up.
lessons.
And
Boy.
Corey Bell's come. Oh, no. Intercept. Oh,
That is lucky.
surely that is a Falcon first. Oh, that is. You saw that coming a mile away, but the Storm they've had 2 denied tries and another opportunity's gone begging. Just not being their game really. Denied twice now the Storm. It's hard. It just when it rains it pours, I suppose, is the saying that comes to mind, Daniel.
Yeah. When it rains, it pours. It's not raining right now, but
it is pouring as the Storm start to swarm and they get Colonia and they'll force the Bunnies into an attack and kick. Coleman's in the pocket. And if I was him, I'd pump it down to the Eddie White and I'd make him work for it. Unfortunately, sorry, that's what they do. And he steps one, does Eddie, and he gets his dancing shoes on, but he's brought down by the second rower. I guess Colonia tackling him. Pepe Sanchez now up to the 30. Oh, strip again. Strip again. It is all going the Bunnies' way right now.
Coleman is a crafty half.
He is. He's sneaky athletic too. Do we have any other sayings we want to do for Dion? Real lunch pail guy. Let your daughter date him sort of fella. Tim McDonald now up over the 25. I hope someone gets that reference, otherwise I'm going to sound like a creeper. But he's now. Kevin Dixon to 12. And the Rabbitohs, Tim McDonald goes again. Oh, Tim McDonald's pushing. He won't get there. The referee's tempted to give a try. But the Storm, they haven't quite gotten square. Marker. Oh, Ryan. And Wilmot goes for it. Unfortunately for Ryan Wilmot, the Storm have keyed on to what the Bunnies are trying to do in and around the ruck. And they've gotten a little bit physical. Let's get physical, as the song says. Maluk Sali'i, he goes over the top of a would-be defender there. Tyrese Tonga now. He's up to the 20. I don't know if Tyrese Tonga is actually a Tongan representative.
Let me fact check.
I may need to quote. Thank you. As the Storm now get up to the 38, and they'll be in 40-20 range now. And probably just let Galaxy have a whirl. Oh, don't let him have a whirl. That's a terrible kick.
He is in fact Tongan.
Is it for Galaxy? Oh, he is Tongan. Oh, sorry. My apologies, Tyrese.
Maybe a pick.
And a hearty Malola Lele to you too. Yeah, pick from Pacific All Stars. Not the way he's been playing today. Hell no. As Tim McDonald now gets to the 30.
Might not have
SRL 1.0 All Stars.
To be fair.
Era Ram Raid, bro. Tyler Almatong. Oh no, is Tyler Almatong Era Ram Raid? I'm not sure if he made a character again.
Would not trust his stats, to be honest. Is Tyler Amatangi even in the league anymore?
I don't think he is. I don't think he might not create a character. That's the SRL goat. As the Bunnies, that's a fantastic kick, but it's diffused well by Pepe Sanchez, who looks absolutely on his feet. I don't know if the Storm have the gas to go the length of the field in 7 minutes. Obviously, they'll get more opportunities. They'll get at least 2 more tackles, I think, pending errors and 6 against. And the Storm now. They're working hard, the Storm, but short ball to Akatank, 30 now. They need to make it to the 35 on this next set, and then they'll get a 40-20 opportunity, and then it is all on. And that's exactly what they do. Corican now. I think he's on as a bench prop, as a last-minute prop.
Oh,
no. Galaxy's having a stinker. He's having a generational stinker. That is not just bad. That is not just foul. That is skunk stunk. That is booty cheeks. That is one of the worst kicks in the clutch I have ever seen in my commentating career. That is... I've run out of superlatives.
Luckily, you did not see Josh Pretzel's kick earlier this season. He absolutely shanked one like 10 meters backwards.
Actually, yeah, you know what? He's probably been watching Pretzel's kicking highlights.
He has
by
been
highlights, I mean the one of him kicking the ball directly backwards. It's weird because he's one of the competition's best running halves. Like, genuinely one of the best running halves in the league. He just can't get it together with his boot. Maybe something to look at for captains to upgrade. Maybe the upgrading stat for kicking stats actually matter this time instead of acceleration and agility. The Rabbitohs they've just mucked it up there. Accidental offside. And that's it's the knock on is what I'd probably call that.
But speaking on the halves though, most of the other halves have been kicking well, and he's just been like an outlier.
Obviously, I'm not sure because
Dion
even
Coleman's
some of the
been
other
good.
games I watched this season, I watched the Eels play, and their halves were hot and cold as well. Galaxy's had two terrible kicks in a row, so whether or not that's something for the Storm to look at moving forward is up to them. But they've got 4 minutes left in this ball game, and they'll do well to hold or to get into the red zone at all,
Oh,
really, unless the
they've got
bunnies come in
attacking
and
kicks.
absolutely brain fart. Yeah, there's a bomb incoming, but these bombs are pretty hard to score off the ones that are from pretty deep because they're not really in danger of doing anything. And as we said, that Finn Manning now to 20, and they'll get probably one more full set after this. Bunny's set is all said and done.
You'd say
Heading
that in a
again in the error.
40-20.
Yeah, they probably do need a 40-20 because you don't see too many kick return tries anymore. Bunnies now. They flick it all the way up to wing. And so now the Bunnies will get a 40-20 attempt. And maybe you look to force an error. Van Meriton's been shocking from the boot today, but he actually punted into territory, so it's not a bad kick. But Tama Turbo is one of the best in the
Oh,
league. And returning it, Tama Turbo runs, but Wilmot, he closes the distance. And if you give him a little bit more space, maybe Tama goes the length of the field. They are now out of 40-20 range, unfortunately now. So if they do not score off this set, they will need to force an error or force a six again with the Storm. That is non-negotiable. This is, as they say, where the tie hits the track, and you need to, well, you need to score, and you need to prove what you're worth. But they're gonna float the touchline. Will the Storm? Eddie White's nearly dragged out. Third tackle already. Oh, jeez, it's not looking good if you're a Storm supporter. Fourth tackle now on the 33. Then they're gonna need to make about 50 meters to make this attack and kick count. Really, Turbo out to White. White steps one. He pirouettes through the tackle, but he gets to the 25. And he's brought down on the 25. Maybe the 26, actually. And maybe they'll get a bomb.
they're going
No,
to
that'll be a
punt.
punt. It'll be a punt. And that's ball game. That is absolutely ball game, I fear, for the Storm. They don't quite force six again. And this will rely on an error for the Bunnies. Oh, they're going to try for some strips. Because you'd think you'd almost need one if you're going to have any hope of winning this game. But with 20 seconds left, it's not looking likely. Third tackle on the 20. They won't even get the Bunnies to go to a kick. And I think with this tackle, that is ball game, and the Rabbitohs will win this. 12 points, 2-6. They look to spread the ball for God knows what reason. Look at Magic now. He breaks it down. That is an end to the game.
Oh.
Oh, one more penalty for the road for the Storm. I just want to play a little bit longer to them. Fair play. I wonder what Magic are
Just
going to
doing
come
it
up
for the
with for
love
this
of the
set.
game.
Oh, it'd be so funny if they were forced to knock on around the length of the field, eh? Oh, nine goes flying, but that is the ball game, and the Rabbitohs, they will emerge victorious on this Tuesday night. A well-deserved win for the Rabbitohs. For the Storm, that is back-to-back weeks, and they're consigned to yet another defeat. We look to the match statistics now, and let me just run you through them real quick. Bunnies guy, Tim McDonald, the try scorers for the Rabbitohs. Akatank, the lone Storm try scorer. Conversions were made for all the tries on both sides. Two tries to one, obviously. 55% position to 45. 23 complete sets to 18. I think I would really want to note the fact that completion percentage for the Storm is noticeably worse than the Rabbitohs completion percentage. 13 errors to 7, and obviously 2 penalties conceded to none for the Storm. They made about 16 more tackles as well. Missed only 2 more and made 2 less line breaks. It's funny because they actually made more meters than the Rabbitohs, but they've ended up losing this game. It's not that you see very often, as we'll go to the stats. So Daniel, why don't you run us through the Storm's individual statistics?
Alright, so we've got Tama Turbo, 180 meters. I thought he was one of their best tonight, to be honest. He was pretty solid all around. 2 line breaks, 13 tackles. He only missed 2. We've got Akatank here. In only 40 minutes, he managed to put up 142 run meters. 13 tackles were only 1 missed, and the lone try of the game. So he was definitely busy tonight and was very good. Matt Galaxy, 4 errors. Wow. 4 errors. As we move on. Tyrus.
It was one of the performances of time.
Yeah, a bit of a McClucky performance tonight. Tyrese Tonga, 85 run meters, 24 tackles, only 1 missed. He was pretty solid without being great. Jack White, 112 running meters, 26 tackles. He was also one less standouts I'd say tonight. Metcalf, he was pretty good. He was the better of the halves. Still 2 errors though, ain't too great. And Ryan Nolt, 101 run meters, 14 tackles, 3 missed, but he had 2 errors as well. Lots of errors around the park.
Yeah, that's putting it lightly. Moving down to the Rabbit statistics. And oh man, I wish when you could sort stats by run meters. But we'll look to flick through it quite quickly. Dion Coleman looks to be their highest meter eater, which is surprising for a half, 148. He's been fantastic. He had a try assist to go along with 302 kicking meters off the boot, which is a phenomenal effort, really. 14 tackles for only 1 miss is also amazing for a half. I'd like to highlight Kevin Walmsley with 25 tackles for only 3 missed. Again, it's a pretty industrious effort at the back. Ted McDonald made he made 89 run meters from dummy. I think 87 of those were just from scoots. I don't know if he actually made any other runs other than those dummy scoots. I'm honestly surprised he passed the ball 59 times, for being honest. But he came up clutch where it counted, and his late try his try in the second half was what won this game for the Storm. So for the Rabbitohs, sorry. And I guess you can't really fault it. Man, Van Meriton. It's missing a try assist for Van Meriton for the Storm's try, but he also was actually quite good in the end. I thought his kicking actually stabilised the Rabbitohs platform really well, and they were able to build on the lead that they created. If I'm being honest, it never really looked like the Storm were in that game for the last 20 minutes. They really did struggle to get into attacking field position, and when they did, they kind of shot themselves in the foot with further errors. 13 errors as a team is just not where you want to be. And the Rabbitohs, you see there from the kicking meters, 300 from Dylan Coleman along with the running meters. They've got 4 or 5, I think, over the 100 run meter mark. Like, that's pretty awesome, regardless of how the game goes. But I think that is all we have time for today. It has been a pleasure to bring you this game on your Tuesday night. I hope you all have a good night. And that is all from me and my good friend Daniel Hallier. So long, farewell, and toodles.